Okay, so I have had several people ask me today about this outfit. Okay, thank you very much. And I tell them that Katie Rushton styled me for the day. Monkeys of Brentwood is a store right out in the area to shop. These clothes can be purchased there. If you want a twin, call me. We'll wear them on the same day. But, you know, Katie is we're going to introduce everybody, but Katie really got me. I am the sweatsuit, jeans person, and she was like, no, not for this event. And they stretch, which is great. And they're comfortable. So for those of you who are asking about it, Katie is the stylist, and Monkeys of Brentwood, you can get this outfit there. And now I'm going to let Bridget take over.
Hey, and you guys, Katie can work so fast because I thought the appointment that day was 10:30 and it was 10. And I mean, she picked out an outfit lickety-split for me. So she's quick. She's good and she's quick. So I do want to make sure that I thank the sponsor of this panel, and that is OneSkin. And we've had them on as well. So I want to make sure I thank them for that. And then I want to talk and introduce our panelists. And right here we have Melanie Mills. And Melanie Mills is a 2-time Emmy-winning makeup artist. She was a makeup artist for Dancing with the Stars. She has a fabulous line of makeup that I am in love with. 2 of her pieces, is particularly, especially your, and now I'm drawing blank, the thing that I...
Setting spray?
Setting spray, yeah, that's what it's called, setting spray. And the glow up. Okay, she'll tell you what it is, because I know what it looks like.
It'll be
I know
the
what
first
I see
question.
Yes, it'll be the first question. So anyway, she has a wonderful little store in East Nashville called the Makeup Altar. So if you're in the Nashville area, you have got to go check that out. There was, I'm looking for the lady here that came up, and there you are, in the cute little sweater, that was telling me how much you are in love with that. And I'll tell you, that setting spray, things don't move and you don't sweat, so we're going to hear about that. We also have Dona, and I want to make sure I'm pronouncing her, Abdelnour. Is that correct? Abdelnour, thank you so much. Dona Abdelnour. And she is a dual certified acute care and family nurse practitioner, and you work with HerMD. So we're very excited to have her here. You work with aesthetics at HerMD and anything, and I know you started, Somi was just saying she was there from the beginning of HerMD, and I got to meet her last night at dinner. It was really wonderful. And of course, we have Katie Rushton on, and she has a fabulous business, Effortless Style. And like I said, you've got to check out her Instagram, and it's inside the little your little notebooks there. You've got to check it out. You've got to follow her. It's just really great what she can do. So we're so excited to have them here. Anything else you want to add?
Thank you for those introductions.
No, you are welcome.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
And guys, also, if you are connecting at the tables and talking and chatting, get your information, connect, get your phone numbers. You know, texting is possible. Follow each other on Instagram. If you're not following us on Hot Flashes and Cool Topics, I will know, because we have the list of guests. So please take time out to do that. But our first question is for Melanie. Now, Melanie, you have a store, the Makeup Altar, in Nashville, but you also have been online, so you can check that out as well. You've kind of coined the phrase mature makeup for women, and you believe that more is more. A lot of women think less is more when it comes to makeup, but you think more is more. Why is that?
I do. I call it mature glam, actually, and I think it's a topic that's been really left behind. And there's this myth that less is more as we age, but the deal is that we lose our features. Our eyes start to turn upward, we start to lose our lips, you know, pores get bigger, we get drier, you know. So it's all about the glow, the hydration, and kind of like painting it back on, basically, really. You can go natural, be fabulous, you know, be Pamela Anderson in Paris Fashion Week with no makeup on. But, and that's awesome that you can feel comfortable like that. But if you do want to look good, you're going to need some makeup. And also the skin prep and the glow and just, you know, yeah, I truly do believe that. And when you get into it and you learn it, you'll understand why. We had a cool little session.
We sure did.
And the
She-
video
yeah.
was really rocky, and those of you that stuck through that, I appreciate it. And we got to do another one, I think, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
It was
exactly. And
great.
actually, the BP, what is it?
B3?
B3 that you used on my skin on the video is one of the giveaways. So don't
Yeah,
forget,
stick
guys, we
around.
have 5 giveaways coming up for the end of this. And the stores will start shutting down about 4:45. So I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to shop before. Don't feel shy about getting up and going, oh my God, I forgot I wanted to pick that up before the end of the
I
day.
think we'll still kind of be there.
Okay, unless you want to go to Melanie and she'll be there all day.
But I wanted to quickly say about the gleam that you were referring to. So while I was on Dancing with the Stars, in the early days in particular, I don't know if you recall, the sunless tanning was totally out of control. And when I first came onto the show, I had never even really heard of sunless tanning at the time. And so my bane of my existence became about the body makeup, because you're seeing it high def, all this good stuff. So I did end up developing, and it's over there, and it's one of the products you love. It's called Gleam Face and Body Radiance. And the reason why my legs look crazy right now is because I did no makeup on this leg and then gleam on this leg. It's referred to liquid pantyhose, basically. I'll show you. And we have 6 different shades, and you can choose to go in a tan or just like a kiss of color or something natural. And you can use this on your face as well, and it just looks awesome in person, but especially on camera and on a stage. So come check that out for sure. And the B3 balm oils that you were talking about are really
the oils
awesome
as
too.
well.
Yeah.
And that will be in the giveaway.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So let's see. We're moving on. I'm sitting here looking at my questions here.
Do you want me to jump in?
Yes,
Because you know,
jump in, 'cause I'm looking
I
at
can
it.
talk
You
forever.
do. Go right
I'm
ahead.
sure
Yes.
after 5 hours, you guys have figured that out. So Katie, Effortless Style in Nashville. Again, on your booklet, you can check out her website. You style a lot of women. And women in our demographic, our bodies, I do this so much, I'm sorry. Our bodies are changing constantly. Like we don't recognize ourselves. What can you do to make a woman feel confident at any age and any style, any physique? You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. It's going to depend on the woman, but when we work with clients, we have them fill out a form that asks them questions about their lifestyle, their changing body, if they have any specific areas that are bothering them at the moment or have bothered them their whole life. And so there's a lot more questions, but those kinds of things we kind of take in our intake, and we when it comes time to shopping for them, we take that into account, and it's kind of hard to answer that as a broad question because everyone is so different. And I was just having that conversation the other day because, a lot of times I'm sure you've all seen that body types, there's the apple and there's the pear and all the things, but it's even hard for women to look at that and be like, okay, I'm an apple, I should be able to wear these things, because within that apple, your body could still be different. So even like my tall clients, they may need long jeans, but they may be super short in the torso. And so it's really hard to just say like there's one fix for everyone, because truly we could have 2 women in this room that are both 5'10", but one of them is really long in the torso and one of them is really short in the legs, even though she's tall. So we kind of take the approach that every single client is different, and we're going to work with you to figure out what works best for you and your body.
What about trends? When we were younger, we all wanted the trends, but how can you wear something trendy, but maybe in a way that you're more comfortable with?
Absolutely. So I think the easiest way is to see what color is on trend. That's the easy, because trends can get really wild. But colors trend too. Like right now, red is huge for fall. So if you're like, okay, I do not want to go, with the leather or whatever, you can step your way into it. And a lot of times, even trends that you see on the runway are always going to be transformed to real life. So they will, stores will carry their version. And a lot of times we tell clients trends are a piece where we don't necessarily recommend that you spend a ton of money. definitely we like to invest in certain pieces, but if it's a trendy piece, then, we just urge that client to just, find it at Zara or, somewhere where they're not spending a ton of money. And if it goes away next season, then that's okay. You didn't really invest in it.
So, and on that note, on, trends, and Donna, the trends that have been going on in this world, we've talked a lot about anti-aging and procedures and things like that, but a lot of women want some treatment, but they maybe don't want invasive treatments. What do you recommend as some non-invasive treatments that women that kind of want some help, but they really don't want any needles or they don't want anything like that?
Hi, thank you for having me. This is so fun being here. I've learned so much today. So for me, here's the downside of being the last panel is I feel like a lot of my talking points have already been discussed by these amazing speakers before me. So I might be reinforcing a lot of what they're saying. But for me, a lot of times when people say menopause, they think hot flashes, night sweats. And those things can happen, but it's much, much more involved than that, right? You have, when those little, talk with my hands a lot, those little ovaries stop producing the estrogen and the testosterone, that lack of estrogen does create the vasomotor symptoms with the hot flashes and the night sweats, but you have the mood swings and the sleep issues and the weight gain and the skin and the hair, kind of all the things we talked about. So when I'm talking about, and you've asked me to talk about kind of how menopause affects skin, so what I'm focusing on today is kind of like, well, what happens as we go into menopause, as we age? And, I always tell people, 3 things happen. One, when we're younger, we have this nice upside-down triangle. And then as we age, the triangle flips, and we're thinner here, wider here, and it's loss of adipose tissue, it's loss of bone, it's loss of collagen. Also, gravity, right? We get wrinkles, and that's muscle memory, repetition. And then we have skin changes. The integrity of our skin just looks duller, it gets crepey. That skin, as we've heard today, is the biggest organ in our body. It's our barrier, it protects us. And it's held up by a scaffolding of collagen and elastin. And the bad news is when we go through menopause, within 1 year, 30% of our collagen drops immediately. So we get kind of that crepey, fine lines, large pores, tone texture. I know this is kind of a downer right now, right? So there are things we can do, invasive, non-invasive, right? So I think simple things are like a lot of the skincare that we talked about today, keeping it healthy, keeping it moisturized, creating that cell turnover. There's, chemical peels, hydrofacial, microneedling, all those things that create an intentional trauma that causes immediate cell turnover. And two, what we put on our skin is equally as important as what we put in our skin. Like healthy diets, water, clean vegetables, fruits, decreasing processed foods, sugars, lifestyle modifications, right? We talk about, diet, exercise, stress management, aromatherapy, yoga, sleep hygiene, whatever it is for you. So kind of all of these things play into it. For me at HerMD, I've been really lucky that I can work both sides of the office. So multiple days a week, I'm on the gynecology side where we talk about menopause and women's health and sexual health, and the other days I'm on the aesthetic spa side. And I always joke that I have more hormone discussions in my medical spa chair than I do actually in the gynecology side, because you see these patients often and you have this trust and they talk to you about their hormones and their sex life or their lack thereof. I'm like, do we need to check, right? Because that drop in estrogen, we have all those symptomatic things, and that drop in testosterone, we have that decreased libido, decreased hair loss, lean muscle loss, energy thing. So it's kind of like, do we need to talk about maybe replacing with some estrogen, right? Mm-hmm. Or some hormone replacement? And not everyone's a candidate, as we've heard, but just doing things to help internally and externally, I think for me has been very helpful in transitioning patients from one side to the other, because a lot of times they're always integrated, right? Like when you have PCOS, when you have hirsutism, when you have all of these things happen, and there's things we can help with as far as treatments, non-invasive, invasive treatments. And two, when the estrogen drops quicker than the testosterone, then you can have all different. You can have issues with acne. We can have hyperpigmentation. So there's a lot of things, that are involved with our skin internally and externally.
With hyperpigmentation, which is something that, age spots, a lot of women suffer from. What kind of makeup can you wear that will even out your skin tone to kind of cover those age spots?
So a big thing as we mature is the skin prep for makeup. So there's skin care, then there's skin prep for makeup. Two very different things. Not all of our juicy, creamy moisturizers are great to wear with makeup because it can break it down and it can be gone in a second. So the skin prep is super important to grab that makeup and to have like as much hydration and glow as you can that looks natural and fresh. But yeah, there's many types of different makeup. It really also comes down to what you're comfortable wearing. At the end of the day, you want to feel comfortable, you want to feel good. And it's learning the technique of how to wear it as well. One thing that I get a lot is, oh no, I can't wear concealer, I can't wear powder, no, it makes me look older. And I have to sometimes have conversations, and this has been with like some A-list celebrities, where I'm like, but you know what, you are older. And just, embrace it. Let's embrace it. Now we can do a lot of tricks, right? That can help on camera look amazing, look in person. But I don't know, my grandmas and all my aunts and everybody, my grandma is 92 and she's glam. And it looks awesome. And she has a 70-year-old boyfriend and has sex, by the way. With the age spots, you need something a little heavier, to be quite honest. But there's heavier, there's more pigmented makeups these days that don't have to be like super thick either, so like I just brought in this one line from Dona Abdelnour, so I love her line. It's all juicy, it's all hydrating, glowy, but it's got coverage, and then so it's always good to like refresh your makeup at least I think every 2 years or 5 years at least. I mean, every year would be nice too, but because the technology that keeps coming out and making everything just so much better and skincare infused and all of that. So generally though, you do need to have a bit of a more fuller coverage to cover that stuff.
I would just say also that she does do, refresher courses, because as our skin changes, makeup may not be worn on our face the same way as before. So you can schedule with Melanie to go in and she'll kind of like evaluate your skin and talk about what works best for you. And it was very helpful because Bridget and I kind of got a free ride on that.
It was really cool. Yes, it was great. And yeah, she has them at the makeup altar, so check that out. And so Katie, there's, like you just said, you were talking about the trends and maybe don't spend a lot of money on the trends. What is something every woman should have in their closet? Like one thing that you're like, everybody should, spend money on this thing in a good quality.
Just one.
Well, you could do more. Okay, not one, but a few.
All right, your top three. Your top three.
Three is what I had in mind, so thank you for that. A white, I would say button-down shirt, but take that with a grain of salt because button-down shirts have come a long way. And so for some clients, that may be an old school, tailored, really fitted button-down shirt, but now they have them a lot more relaxed and some that are oversized. But that is just a great piece that you can pull often that works with jeans. You could tie it over a dress to make it kind of like a shirt jacket kind of thing. So that's just a super versatile piece that I recommend everyone has in their closet. Another thing I think is so important is a denim jacket. It is just an easy layering piece. And again, same thing with denim jackets these days. I mean, not all of them are your standard kind of Levi's trucker jacket. So many brands make really good ones. There's a local brand, Able, here in Nashville that makes my absolute favorite denim jacket. And then, lastly, I would say good jeans. And I know some women are like, I don't necessarily wear jeans, but even if it's the stretchy kind, but just at least one good pair of go-to denim that you can pull on a regular basis.
I mean, I was going to say, wonder if you have boobs like mine and the any kind of white button down you buy gaps. I mean,
They
any
actually,
recommendations?
yeah, I mean, yes, and I thought about that before I said the white button down because I have that problem too sometimes. But there are certain brands that make to actually fit through there now. Yes, there are those.
Could you name those for Bridget later?
Yes, we will connect later. But yes, that is definitely a problem. But there, you can find them now that should fit if you are larger chested.
Great.
Yes.
I'm so excited about that.
I can tell Bridget's all excited.
I want to, are we going to ask Donna?
I was going to ask Donna about the hydrofacial because that's something that's being given away in the giveaways. And what is that? Like, what will it do for your skin, a hydrofacial?
So everybody should have a hydrofacial. It infuses water, hence the hydra. It exfoliates, it infuses chemical peels, so you can cater it towards acne prone or older skin or whatever your problem is. So it's something you can do often. You don't have much downtime, really no downtime, and it just feels good, makes your skin healthy.
Yeah, we spoke to the periodontist, was talking about how hydrofacials are very similar to the like the water flossing, and how did she say it regenerates like collagen too, or does it help with the collagen?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes,
You're
as
exfoliating,
well.
You're infusing water.
Yeah, she said as well as gums and your skin and everything. It was amazing. Now, I have another question for you, Donna.
Okay.
So most of us in here grew up before sunscreen was invented, and we were the baby oil and iodine mixture, out in the sun type of people, and damage is done. So what are some things we can do? I mean, and I'm not even worried, like, look at my chest, everybody, but no, look right here. It is just wrinkled. It is, I look at pictures and I'm like, oh my gosh, So anything that we can do about this sun damage?
I was right there with you. I had this baby oil. I had the lemon in my hair. I did all the things, and fortunately now we're kind of paying for what we did then. Like we know now, the younger generation, we lather with sunscreen continuously all the time, whether inside or out. But when you have hyperpigmentation, there is an IPL that you can do, intense pulse light. It's a laser that kind of attracts the melanin and kind of breaks it up and dissolves it. It's good for décolleté, it's good for face, it's good for anywhere. There's a lot of products. Hydroquinone is a really good prescription grade one that kind of helps with that as well. But most importantly, going forward is preventing any more damage, any more issues. So just, I'll never be the girl on the beach with a umbrella, but I do wear sunscreen now. I wear a hat when I run. Like I protect as much as I can and wear sunscreen.
I'm curious, do you have a really good sunscreen that you recommend? Any of your favorites?
Not to drop names, but I love SkinCeuticals. There's a tinted, they have a tinted matte one that just, for me, I don't like this part, but that's all, like, I use it as foundation. Like, that's it. I feel like it's tinted, it's matted, I'm good. I don't need anything else.
No, that's a good one for like easy out the door. I have that, and I do that often. I'm not always this glam, and I'm also very comfortable wearing no makeup, and I have massive sun damage because I was definitely that Bain de Soleil baby out there. But zero, thank you, no sunscreen. That was the deal, and so I definitely have those issues. And yeah, no, that's a really good one. It's a tinted sunscreen, and it's soft. It blurs a little. Blur. We love that word. Yeah.
The IPL is great for lots of things. It's good for the hyperpigmentation, but it's good for any browns, age spots, sunspots, damaged spots, rosacea. It's really good for rosacea. It's good for telangiectasia, little broken capillaries. So it's a really good treatment.
You can do it on the hands, right?
You can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
SkinCeuticals. No problem.
Everything from that brand is really nice.
great.
I love the
And
CE
HerMD
Ferula.
does
That's my
have the
favorite,
line.
too.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but HerMD opened at Berry Farms. How long ago, guys? A year? December. And they are so incredibly busy because they offer comprehensive women's health care that we deserve. And it's not a 15-minute appointment. It's an hour appointment where you get your questions answered. And they are so busy that they will be opening up another one in Nashville. So you might as well sign up now for an appointment because it's going to take that long.
Yeah,
Unless,
we are,
you know.
we're very, very lucky because, as we know, we take insurance, and insurance does not pay for 60-minute appointments, right? And at the beginning, Somi was so incredibly smart and decided to open this other side with the aesthetic spa to help reimburse what we were not paid for by insurance. So we are able to spend 45 minutes to an hour with each patient, and we see them for regular screenings, like you have breast exams, you have the MRI, you have the colonoscopy, you have all that discussion, but then you have to ask them too, like, are you having hot flashes? Are you having issues with
Sleep,
Sleep.
brain
Are you
fog.
having,
The list is long. We could keep going.
how's your libido? Do you have vaginal dryness? Like, when you have a 10-minute appointment with patients, you don't have the luxury of asking those things, and you don't build a trust with your patients. So it takes sometimes it's as you're walking out the door, and like, so there's this one more thing. You're like, all right. Sometimes it takes 40 minutes for them to open up to you and say, like, all right, it does hurt. It hurts when I have sex, or I get these hot sweats, or I get these hot flashes, or what's going on with whatever it is, and we're able to like, okay, this is what's happening. This is why it's happening. Your libido is low because of testosterone loss, or there's a lot of etiologies of why that could be happening, but hormones are one of them, and we're able to sit, and for me it's important to treat inside and outside and have that here's what's happening, this is why it's happening, these are all of our treatment options, hormonal and non-hormonal, because not everybody can take hormones, and then just kind of go from there, and then maybe it takes 2 or 3 times getting together to kind of talk about those things. So yes, thank you for bringing that up.
Of course, and options, because we deserve them. We deserve options for our healthcare. We deserve options for our business. We deserve options for our makeup. Just because we're getting older doesn't mean it should narrow the focus of our choices and our options. And definitely at HerMD, you feel like you are seen and you are heard. So Bridget and I love them, and we will always be big proponents of them. Now, getting back to our skin, a lot of women are like powder, not powder, cream foundation, not cream. As we age and we get the wrinkles, do we have to avoid using powder? I mean, is it really?
No. As a matter of fact, like, let's just think about a drag queen. Okay. And I'm going to break it down this way because I've gone through phases through my career with powder, no powder, myself actually, and I'm back on the powder train because it's about the right powder, and it's about the color of the powder, and it's about which powder. So, for example, like the powder I use on my face, I'm not using under my eyes. You want a very finely milled, translucent powder under your eyes. But you need the powder to lock the makeup and fill the pores and get the smooth skin. So like back to the drag queen, we're talking about a man with beard, right? But they look flawless. And it's because they're using a heavier makeup and they also are powdering. And so, it's again, a personal thing. There's ways it's about getting in the chair and just like really figuring it out. And the other thing that I find is the color just of the foundation even. There's so many different types of foundation, and each brand has like its pink undertones, like Makeup Forever tends to be a little bit on like the yellow tones, whereas like Armani tends to be kind of on the taupe olive tones. You have brands like Dior that tend to be on the pinker tones. All the cross from the light to the dark. So it is nice to have a little bit of an expert to help you figure out the exact color that really blends in flawlessly, as well as the type of makeup. There's so many, nowadays, like I was mentioning, the tinted moisturizer, but it's got a lot of pigment and a lot of glow, There's this HD Skin foundation that I absolutely love from Makeup Forever that's waterproof. It has a new technology that moves with your skin. So it doesn't settle into the creases and the wrinkles and the don't worry about the hot flashes, don't worry about the humidity. It's going to stay. It's a really good one, and it's got a lot of pigment, a little tiny bit, goes a long way. That's the other thing. I find that when women are struggling, it's about the tools as well. Tools are really important. But I believe I'm a powder girl. I do. But I also can totally respect the no powder thing. And there's other cosmetics that you can use to work with that too. Yeah.
So I was going to ask, Katie, about brands. Okay. So
Yes.
Are there any brands that you're just like, this is a great brand to get? And, quality brand that you really like have the
Are you
best
saying
luck
for
with.
our demographic or just in general?
Oh, I'm just saying, like, is there a particular brand of any type of clothing that you like? This is a brand that I've trusted, or just
Yes, that
Yeah.
is a really open-ended question. So there are certain brands I go to for certain things. So let's say denim. I love Mother Denim, and I love Good American Denim, and sometimes Madewell is a really good fit. When it comes to like denim jackets, I love Able. When it comes to blazers, it depends on client's budget. L'Agence is a high-end brand that I love, as is Veronica Beard. But then Zara makes some really great structured blazers. What else do you want to know?
Zara quality. What do you think about the,
I
the
think for
quality
the
of the
price,
clothing?
Zara quality is actually really
Really good?
Yes, for the price. On most things, that's not necessarily all across the board, but that there are certain things that I will absolutely go straight to Zara for if I'm looking for something specific, and that's what it is. But yes, it depends on the actual item, but a lot of times I can be like, okay, I know where I'm going or what I'm looking for.
For this, because you always heard of fast fashion.
Yes.
Yeah, and that used to drive me crazy.
Yeah.
It looks cute when you get it, but
It doesn't last long.
right.
Yes, and I am definitely a quality over quantity
Quantity.
kind of person.
So it can be in your closet forever.
Yes.
Speaking of closets, most of us, if you go into our closet, have number one, way too much stuff.
Right.
And at least 2, maybe 3 sizes, depending on the time of year, the vacation that we went on. It is what it is. We want to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Cleaning out your closet is a daunting task.
Yes.
What kind of easy tips, like low-hanging fruit, can we do to get rid of some things in our closet?
Well, so when we do a closet audit with a client, which is one of our most popular services, when we go in with them, we ask them to ask themselves like 3 questions. Does it fit? Because if it doesn't fit, it should not be in your closet. And, we allow clients a little grace because, like you said, sometimes we're in between sizes on certain pieces, or, we are in a journey of losing weight or whatever. So, give yourself some grace on that. But does it fit? How long has it been since you've worn it? So, I usually say if you haven't worn it in 6 months, it needs to go. But some of the girls that work for me, they'll give their clients a year, so 6 months to a year. But usually there's a reason you haven't worn it. And so, you pull it, it doesn't fit right, it doesn't feel right, the color's funky. So if it's been a while, it's usually a good, let's see, what's the other... do you love it? That's the other question. Do you love it? Because unless it's just a staple piece that we need, like camis and those things that we do need, if you don't love it, it really shouldn't be in there because more than likely you're not pulling it on a regular basis. So just kind of ask yourself those questions as you go through, and they'll give you, it helps you kind of be like, okay, time to go.
Time to go. Because sometimes there's an emotional attachment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
I mean,
so
come
bad.
on, there's emotional attachment.
I still have the shirt that John wore when I met him. I still have it.
Do you wear it often?
I don't
Bridget?
wear it. It's in a box. It wouldn't fit either of us now.
I think that's okay too. That is one thing we tell clients. Like, there are emotional attachments to clothes sometimes, but just have yourself a special spot. Put it in a box and store it at the top of your closet, or put it in your upstairs closet, so that you're not, it's not making room in your closet. But if there are some of those, it's okay to keep those.
And I know you said a little trick. Was it turning your hanger?
Yeah.
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 Would you-
So if you're on the fence about some things and you're like, okay, I'd like to see if I'm going to wear this in the next 6 months, then flip your hanger the wrong way. Hang it up backwards. And so that way you'll know those are the pieces that you're unsure of. And if you do go to wear it, then you can turn it the right way and know that it can stay in your closet.
Go.
Well, that's good to know. Because my hangers always go one way or the other, so I might have to flip them first. But self-care. We talked about self-care before, Donna, and I think for women, spending time maybe trying to feel a little fresher, a little younger. I hate to say the term younger because we don't want to look younger, but a little more awake. Like we actually slept for a change. Fresh. That's a good one, fresh. What are some of the things that they can walk in and have done that's maybe new or cutting edge that'll just give them that fresher look?
Right, yeah. So, I mean, everybody needs to feel comfortable in their skin, right? Like, different for everybody. What's right for one person might not be right for another person. So it's very individualized. People walk in like, Donna, do I need Botox? Nobody needs Botox. Like, if it bothers you, treat it, do it. But just keeping care, good skin care, good health care, just putting things in our body that are healthy, the stress management with just, decreasing stress, increasing sleep, using good products, right? Just basic things. Things that have cell turnover, like the new hot thing right now, everyone's doing is a microneedling with radio frequency. So it's, indicated for fine lines, large pores, tone texture, crepey skin, but it also helps, the radio frequency goes much deeper, so it helps kind of tighten everything up. So you can do face, you can do neck, you can do virtually everywhere, right? We do it on our body, on our abs. We do it on the vulva, right? For lichen sclerosis. We do it for lots of different things, right?
Oh, that's like head to toe.
Oh, wow. Everybody's like, everybody perked up. Yeah.
Inside, outside. It's not for cosmetic. No, well, if cosmetics for here, probably.
Right.
But
Okay, so it's not for
there's a lot
cosmetic.
but there's a lot of diagnoses, right? If you have vaginal atrophy, as our estrogen drops, the skin gets really thin. So sometimes building it back up, and people too, they have vaginal dryness. So doing it internally, it helps with urinary issues when you have stress incontinence. Helps build the tissue internally, helps build it externally. So we do it for a lot of different diagnoses.
So something like that for those of us who run to the bathroom every 3 minutes, you know what I mean? Which it would be me. Would something like that be covered by insurance?
Downside is that it's not covered by insurance yet. We are working on that. We do have actually a lot of research studies that we've done in our office. We've been using it we've had the CO2 lasers, we've had microneedling. We have a really, really great response. Our patients very much see an improvement. Sadly, it is still a man's world, and we're not getting it covered by insurance, but we're working on it.
There is the urogyno, which I actually had to visit recently because hysterectomy nonsense might be coming away, and that was very, very interesting. I was blown away, and it was cool because it's becoming, I guess, more asked just in basic gynecology, I guess, where that was really ignored for a long time. And this particular urogynecologist as well does like vaginal reconstruction. It was this whole really trippy conversation that I think is really interesting.
Trippy for another. That'll be another panel for next year. We'll do a request.
I had to actually ask the doctor, I was like, is this like that Jennifer Aniston movie where she went in and tightened it up? That's her terminology. And she's like, no, that's not what it is at all. So,
well, that's good to know. I think
for people that suffer with those, it's really nice to have an option. And we always offer, there's medication we can do, Interosa, some we talked about, which is a DHEA that converts into testosterone and estradiol in those localized cells. But, it takes 8 to 12 weeks for full efficacy. So sometimes just when you do the laser, you have this immediate cell turnover. And it's been very, very beneficial for a lot of patients that sometimes could not even have intercourse up to that point. Like it's
options.
I just love that it's being talked about. And,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's options. You should be able to enjoy sex. Like that's just something that it doesn't die after the age of 50. Like I say, we don't become the crypt keeper. It's okay to want to have sex after 50. Are my children here? No. Okay.
One
My
of mine
mother
is.
but
Her mother is.
and my husband. So there you go. So guys, I would really recommend that you follow everyone on this panel. Their information is there. I also want to do a little quick shout out to Aging with Ellen over here. She has a great Instagram page, just beautiful photos in Nashville for a good life after 50. Is she still here? Where is she?
Right here.
There she is. She is another social media. You don't even realize how many women of our demographic are on the social media, suggesting clothing, suggesting places to go, ways to make connections. Have I forgotten? September, where are you? Did you leave? All right, well then we'll just do it anyway. September in Nashville is another one to check out. There is a community growing of women in our demographic, and we are getting the people here to talk, to showcase brands, to change the narrative, because hot flashes and cool topics, it's all about changing the narrative. It's all about creating a community, and we hope everyone here follows us so that you can get your questions, if they weren't answered today, answered after, because we'll do a podcast episode on it. If you do have any questions, hotflashescooltopics@gmail.com. We want to thank this panel so much. Thank every brand out there. We hope you checked out all the companies, the aesthetics room. My co-host Bridget.
My co-host Colleen, the sirens like, woo, they're celebrating us.
Now, number one, check under your seats, because under the seat there will be someone at each table gets a red tag, and that person will get the flowers
That my
Miss
sister
Center.
Teresa and my niece Sayward at Hazelfield
If
Farms
there is
made.
look
Yes.
at everybody taking their seats apart.
Yeah, check.
It's getting
If
getting
the chair's empty
busy.
next to you, check it.
If you
A red
see
one.
a blue,
I see a red one. Is that red?
yes,
Yeah.
that's
you
red.
get the centerpiece.
You get the centerpiece.
Yes.
Yes,
You get the centerpiece.
You get a centerpiece.
Yes.
And you get a centerpiece. You get a centerpiece. If there is, well, you're
That's so funny because if
Can't
she
even
got
get
the
the blue
centerpiece, she
part.
made the centerpiece.
She made the
so
centerpiece.
she gets it.
If you see a blue one, if you guys can hear me, if you see a blue
it's
tag,
green actually.
Green.
It's green.
I'm sorry, I'm colorblind
If you
today.
see a green ticket with a number on it, let us know. There's 5 green tickets with a number
There
on
you
it.
go.
1 through 5.
All right,
oh,
Kathy
Lake. You
five,
got one.
you won number 5 out there of the giveaway.
Oh, the lady in the green blazer. Yeah, oh, come on. I'm
You
gonna
won
check
one of the
that.
giveaways that are
Yes.
numbered out there, so we'll take you over. Everyone who has a green one that is numbered, you will have received one of those 5 giveaways that are outside.
Your
so we'll
number
point 'em
matches.
out.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you all for coming
Thank
to
you.
our first event.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We hope to see you again next year.
Thank all of you so much. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that it's over. No, I'm teasing. But I was so nervous. No, but this was great.
Wine
this
for
was
everyone.
so great. Yes. Oh, thank you.